What's up? Have you ever been pulling on a weed eater string and like you know that you got to get rid of this weed eater, man, because it's been on its last leg, it's a piece of junk, and then you guys and the cord breaks, and then you throw the thing down, you kick it, and you're like, I'm done with this piece of junk. And then you go to the store and you get yourself a new one, and then that one lasts for like 2 years, and then maybe you have an edger that you just bought, but then you start trying to crank it up, all of a sudden it won't crank up. Like, we've all been there, man, where you're kind of like struggling with equipment. And what I want to do in this video, I want to give you a perspective, something to clean up your decision making that I think will have a tremendous benefit for you and your lawn care business. What I am talking about in this video is what I like to call is a philosophy of use. What you need to have is in your lawn care business, you need to have a philosophy of use on every piece of equipment in your lawn care business, meaning how are you going to use that piece of equipment and how are you going to treat it? All right, so let's jump into it. What is your philosophy of use for a weed eater? I'm going to tell you what my philosophy of use for our weed eaters is, and it doesn't mean that you have to have my philosophy of use, but this is just my philosophy of use for weed eaters. We run cheap weed eaters, like kind of like bottom of the barrel, throwaway weed eater type. I use the Echo SRM 225, and I say that is a cheap weed eater, but it's kind of like what would be considered an entry-level weed eater for lawn care. Now, my philosophy of use for cheap weed eaters is this. I get that piece of equipment and brand new, the first thing that I do is I cut out the entire section of the guard around the spark arrestor. Look, this is not Echo approved. Like, nobody's telling you to do this, man, but this is what we do. I cut that whole thing out. I unscrew that little screen, that spark arrestor that they put in there that gets gummed up. That's the first thing I do. I rip that thing out, okay? I just take it out. The next thing that I do is I take off the trimmer guard head. I want the weeder set up the way that I want it set up. I take all of that and I just throw it in the trash. And here's the thing. Whenever that weed eater eventually starts bogging down, maybe it gives us a year or so, maybe we get 2 years out of it. It doesn't matter. My philosophy of use on that is I throw it in the trash and go get another one. The reason being is because at $220 a pop, those things are cheap enough to me that I'm not willing to go and take it into a repair shop and have somebody charge me $50 or $60 to deal with it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It is an item that is a use it and abuse it item. You know, the reason that I don't run, $400 and $500 weed eaters is because I'm not taking them to repair shops. Like, it's not worth it to me. Like, I'm not trying to keep a weed eater running for 3 or 4 years. Like, I don't care. I want a lightweight weed eater that I can throw away when I start having problems. That is my philosophy of use on stick equipment. I would ask you, what is your philosophy of use on stick equipment? What is your philosophy of use on your mowers? Have you thought about that? Is there a certain hour number that once you hit that hour number, think about it. Are you going to sell that equipment outright and try to get a lot of your money back and just take a hit in depreciation? Are you going to run your mowers until they just don't run anymore? Are you going to be dealing with pulleys breaking and then possibly having spindle issues? Are you willing to make those repairs? And the thing that I want to emphasize is there's no right or wrong here with this. It's just you need to have a clear policy on what you're going to be doing with your assets in your business. My philosophy of use for our mowers is to run them to 1,000, 1,200 hours, keep them in relatively good condition, and then still be able to recoup some money whenever we go to sell them off. And again, maybe your idea on your mowers is hey, once the warranty expires after 2 or 3 years, you're selling it no matter what. I like having paid off equipment and then running it as long as possible and then really eking out max profits. But again, I would say there is no right or wrong on this. It's just you need to have a clear philosophy of use on what you're doing with your mowers. Hey, just a reminder, if you are new here to the channel, my name is Jonathan. I own Florida Turf Pros. We're a lawn care company based in Northwest Florida. We've had some great success. I got a small team. I have created a program called Turf Pros Academy where a lot of people have found success in starting their own lawn care businesses. So feel free to jump in there if you would like some info on how to start your own lawn care business. Or if you are just stopping in for a little bit, I would encourage you to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment. We got a good thing going with our little community here. There's a lot of like-minded individuals on this channel. And if you hang around here, you're going to end up learning something. The exact same thing is going to be true with your trucks. Like, what is your policy with your trucks? How long do you run them? When do you stop making repairs on them and scrap them? Do you sell them outright? Is there certain mileage? Trailers. My philosophy of use on trailers is, hey, we will keep them forever. Like, a trailer's a trailer. It's metal. Maybe you got to replace the axle eventually, but why would we sell off trailer? Like, a trailer is one of those things. It's like, there's no reason to sell it off. But again, I have made these decisions kind of beforehand, and the reason that I bring this up in this video is because we are at a transition year where our mowers are needing to be replaced. We have fully depreciated them on our tax schedule over the course of 3 or 4 years. I've had them paid off for a good long time, and they have made us a lot of money. They are still in good enough condition where I can sell them and still get some good cash out of them. But I want to circle this conversation back around to you and ask you, if you were to come up with a philosophy of use for different things in your business, how would that help you? Number one, it would organize your decisions, okay? It would provide clarity on when you're going to be making purchases for tax decisions, and it would provide clarity for your company as to when you're going to be making those purchases and when you're going to be selling off assets. It keeps you from struggling with old stick equipment and wondering like, should I go get rid of this thing or get a new one, or should I repair it? Like, no. Just have a philosophy of use on that equipment. You throw it away and you get a new one. Or maybe you run really expensive stuff and then you go take it to get it repaired. So how are you going to use each piece of equipment in your business? What is your philosophy of use on that piece of equipment? Is it use it and abuse it? When do we recycle it? When do we sell it off? If you have been in business for a while, or even if you are starting a lawn care business, really think through your philosophy of use on how you're going to handle your equipment. It will pay dividends by reducing your decision fatigue, and it will provide clarity for your lawn care business.